everyone, it's Chris the Batman Statue Collector, your Dark Knight of Collecting, and a few days ago, our guest reviewer, Eric, did an amazing job with the Harley Quinn premium format statue from Sideshow Collectibles. His review was amazing. It's making me want to get that Harley Quinn statue. Eric did a fantastic job. Well, the same time that he sent his review in, we also had a second reviewer, Quincy Morrison St. Kitts, sent in a review as well for the same Harley Quinn, and I thought, well, why not put them both on? That way you can see a difference in opinion, different thoughts, and I love that from collectors. If you're somebody that would like to do reviews for our channel, please PM me, please send me a message. I would love to feature your review as well, and I think it's now time. Let's go ahead and get to Quincy's review. It's up next.
Hey guys, it's Quincy reviewing brand new Harley Quinn PF by Sideshow Collectibles. So this is the box. On the front here we've got sort of a custom Harley Quinn logo and the second head featured on the front. On the sides we have these decals. And on the back you have a simpler sort of version. And basically that's the box. So now getting to the statue, she comes with two heads. This is the regular collector's head, and this is the secondary head. And then she also comes with, if you got the exclusive, is the Bat in the Box, which we'll talk about at the end. So first we will start with the base, which I love because it gives us a strong sense of environment. Makes me think of an old circus, you know, for me it's a video game like Injustice 2. There's a level called Joker's Playground where it has the same sort of boardwalk look to it with these mounted lights, which add a nice sort of layer of texture and have this sort of marbly sort of look to them. Sideshow has also gone as far to do a broken one, which I think really adds to it. And yeah, that looks really great. If you're wondering what the decal says, it says Funhouse, but it only includes 4 of the letters. So yeah, have those cool elements about it. And then at the back, hold on, back we've got a lit fuse canister that's propping up the wood. And just the textures on it are really great. Same thing goes for the wood overall. As you can see, it's just a collection of broken pieces, maybe ripped from the funhouse. The next element that I love about it is the dynamite and bombs scattered around the base. This adds a sense of kind of excitement and, you know, fun colors along with the wood textures and colors of the marble sort of looking light bulbs. Yeah, just excellent work from Sideshow. Next we'll take a look at the figure itself and start with the boots. I love how they did all these different types of textures on it, and they have her signature fuzzy balls and sort of a nice fuzzy collar on the top of the boots. But also these laces are done really well. On these they're kind of reserved, but if you go up to the upper boot, they kind of fly off when she's moving in motion. And if you look closely, you can see that on the red portion of this boot, there's lots of texture. I also love how they included her usual diamonds and spades on the bottom of each boot. Moving upwards is one of the shining parts of this statue, literally, is the paint job done in her body and figure. I love the gloss and the red, but also the black is done in gunmetal, which is much more exciting than the usual blacks. As you can see, that also gives a bit of a shine. And all over they've done this nice sort of stitching. It just looks great. I also love how they took a risk and decided to do kind of like a sleeveless version with these long elbow gloves. And they've done their own sort of modern sort of version of her usual white collar. It's sort of this thicker sort of fabric version. It's like 2D. I think that's just really cool, and it's in the air as she's moving. Yeah, so let's get a quick 360 of that. Just a beautiful suit. And also, the pose is really dynamic and just gives you a feel like she's literally jumping forward at you, which is great for display. They'd even sort of put the middle sort of plank down a little bit so it feels like she's putting her weight on it. I think next we'll cover accessories, which are really very textured and well done, and each pocket's fairly different at the back to the front. But it kind of reminds me of Batman's belt, of course. She's got her own little utility belt going on. And the statue also comes with this nightstick, which you can take out or move however you want, but I like how it is now. But I think the more exciting accessories come when you look at these fuzzy cuffs that are sort of poison ivy themed. I think that's a smart thing to do. But also works really well is Robin's cape flowing in the wind. Seems like she stole that as well. I'll show it from the front. It adds even more movement to the statue. So that was a really smart call from Sideshow. And yeah, just these things, three things together look so natural. And, you know, as you can see, there's more of that beautiful stitching that goes on the suit. And they've really done a good sculpt on this. It's not the usual sort of curvy Harley that was the older version. It's more of a petite version. I actually feel like that fits the character better. But yeah, let's keep going. Here we've got the mallet with sort of these tape or some kind of fabric grips and this sort of ball bearing end. I think these are really cool. Red to black. What they've also done is make it look like the hammer was made quickly and just sort of nailed together with this metal piece. But of course, the most exciting part of this hammer is the carvings of Bud and Lou. On the left side we've got Bud, and going around to the other side, going this way, we've got Lou. kind of the face looking down, the other one the face looking up. It's really smart. Gives so much dynamic feeling to this statue. Lots of great wood texture as well. Finally reached the top. Let's check out the regular head like Harley comes with. Do a quick 360 and then we'll talk more about the paint. As you can see, she's got these beautiful ponytails that are very smoothly done and kind of wispy, but this way smoother than the older version, and there's so much more to it. This head sculpt has to be the most perfect paint job I've ever seen. Even though there's so many different sort of textures to it and treatments, because she's got a mask on top and then she's got these sort of tear black makeup stuff and underlinings, and then just look at the lip work. What you'd also notice with the fade to her makeup to her regular skin, you can see it clearly on her neck and even sort of behind her here, the ear. I thought was really, really cool. Let's try to get a light in there so you can see a little better. Sometimes the white her face seems a little darker, but it's actually pretty bright in real life. Yeah, so that's the sort of regular head you get. But the statue also comes with, as an alternative, not really an exclusive, head down here, which is kind of my favorite, but we'll talk about it in a second. I'm going to put it on. With this head, I really love the expression. It's such a great smile for Harley Quinn's character, and I love the design. Especially these sort of cowl ears that fly in the wind, real wavy like. Well, the other head kind of gives you a little bit of motion. These give even more motion. And they continue the whole idea of the glossy sort of paint job on the reds that they've done with the statue, which are really great. I just love the design. They sort of enhance the effect that's coming off her forehead a little bit. But I also love the design of the eye mask. It's kind of thicker and it's got like an edge to it. This kind of makes you think of like Nightwing or something that's sort of, more edgy, as opposed to the older statue, which has only like these two circles, which is not very interesting. And the paint job is also amazing on this head sculpt. It's very clean, and the reds are just like juicy, like a glossy color. So we basically covered the whole statue, but we're going to take a quick look at the actual exclusive that the statue comes with, which is the Bat in the Box. This isn't the most necessary exclusive to have, but personally I believe it enhances the display, and it's also kind of hilarious. It seemed like the suit that they chose for this is like a Frank Miller Dark Knight type suit, and it's like this classic sort of blue and grays, and it's got a bit of weight to it. I think is great. That way it doesn't fall over. It's pretty solid. Alright, we're basically at the end here, but I just wanted to give you sort of a conclusion on the statue and, feeling about whether everyone else should get it. But first, I'm going to quickly talk about the stand, because it's something I made myself and it's not something that comes with the statue. So, yeah, I don't expect it to come. I think I did a good job. But yeah, overall, I really love this statue as an addition to my collection. And it's so much better than the older one, though the older one will always have, a special place in my heart because it's, classic. They've done a really good job with this. And there's so much dynamic movement and vibrant colors and textures everywhere, head to toe. And even the exclusive not being necessary is a good idea, because then people can get the collector's edition and be just as happy. Also, of course, I said before, the idea of including these Easter eggs is really smart. So they could have just left it without nothing on her belt, or not even no belt at all. But they did put some thought into this, and they included those things. And the base is much bigger than I thought, and it does give us a great atmosphere. Yeah, so overall I'm really happy with this. I think the only issues I had were this regular head being a little bit loose in the socket. Now it does go in, and it's not like it's going to fall or anything, and nothing to worry about there. And when I took her out of the box, this hand that's connected to the mallet, as you can see from this angle, sort of came away from the mallet a little bit. So the glue's coming undone. But I went forward with it anyway and put it right into the magnets. And so far I haven't had any problems at all, but if it does come off, I'll just glue it once it does that, because otherwise I don't want to pull at it. But, otherwise, haven't had any other problems. Pretty much a spotless one I got. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I would highly recommend this version of Harley Quinn by Sideshow Collectibles. Thanks for tuning in.